I'm going to show you how to make a turkey Wellington. Now it's a really nice twist on the traditional beef version and it's much easier to make, so it's really going to impress your friends and family. Now I'm going to start with the stuffing that's going to encase my kind of turkey fillets. So first into my bowl I'm going to pop some sausage meat and I'm just going to squeeze out the meat from the skins. Now I've got some softened leeks and I cooked these a couple of hours ago in a little bit of butter, and then breadcrumbs and just straight in with those. And then I've got some pecans. I'm gonna pair them with some dried cranberries and they're just like a match made in heaven. Finally, I've got some mace. So I'm just gonna put in about a teaspoon, and now we're ready to mix. Now I'm not adding an egg because we've got those lovely sausages in there. They're gonna stick everything together for us. Right, that's perfect. All mixed, all combined. And now it's time to use the pastry. I'm using Jus Rol puff pastry. It's light, it's airy, it's gonna rise up in the oven and have loads of lovely crisp layers, and I think it is the only thing to use for a Wellington. First, I'm gonna dust my surface with flour, and then you flour your pin. I'm gonna share a little secret with you that you're never gonna see a chef do on telly, because I don't want you to know this, but when you start rolling out pastry like this, you need to be really gentle at the beginning. So instead of going straight for it, I'm just going to squish down the pastry a little with my rolling pin. Because we've got loads of lovely layers going in on there, we don't want any of them to crack and stretch too quickly, so this just sort of eases the pastry in, and then just roll it out. And again, you always roll one way, so you just keep doing it and turning it. And I think that is just about big enough for us. What you're looking for, I don't work with rulers, so a regular size magazine, open it up, and you want roughly the same size shape as that. Lift up the pastry by just flipping it over your rolling pin. And then I'm just gonna unroll the pastry straight onto the tray. And now we're ready to assemble. I've got 2 turkey breasts here, and I'm gonna lay them down the center. Where the turkey breasts narrow, they're gonna overlap. And now I'm gonna go and pack my stuffing around it. Now this is obviously gonna taste absolutely amazing, but it's also sort of creating a little jacket or a little duvet around our turkey, which means that in the oven it's not gonna dry out. And then the last thing, I've just got a few sage leaves, and it's such a gorgeous flavor. And now it's ready to top. And I'm gonna use a second pack of the Jus Rol puff pastry, and I'm just gonna roll this out to the same size as the first one. Right, that's perfect, that's big enough to cover, so I'm gonna use a whole egg to stick it to the base. I'm just gonna whisk it with a fork. And then I'm just gonna brush a light border right around my turkey and my stuffing. And now I'm gonna lift my pastry straight onto the top. Now for the finishing touches. It's important to get out any air bubbles because they might expand in the oven while you're cooking. So I'm going to use a sort of hugging and squishing technique. And basically, I'm pushing all the air up towards one end, and at the same time, I'm sticking the pastry to the bottom layer. And now I'm ready to trim off the excess pastry. So I've got a little sharp knife here. Leave about 2-3 centimetres. I mean, I love pastry and I think everyone does, so I'm being generous with my border. Now we're ready to decorate. So first thing is to completely glaze it again. So I've got the whole egg. I'm just gonna go back to the little knife I've got and I'm gonna score a pattern in the top. I'm gonna do sort of a crisscross diamond pattern. So it's going into the oven at 200 degrees C or 180 fan for 30 minutes, and then have a peek at it, because if it's going too brown on top, you can cover it with a bit of foil or a bit of parchment and it'll continue cooking, but it won't turn too dark. And then you want to do it for another 30 minutes, 35 minutes. So I'm going to bake mine now, so I'm going straight into the oven. This looks absolutely fantastic. It's risen, it's golden, it's crisp, and I think the layers of puff pastry look absolutely amazing. Now, if you like Facebook and Instagram, wait till you've sliced it so you can show everyone what's inside before you take a snap.